All right, moving on to section 4.5 today. There are two more ways we will be showing triangles are congruent. They are angle, side, angle, and angle, angle, side. So this will make it 5 now. We'll have side, 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 angle, side, hypotenuse, leg, and then the two we're adding today, angle, side, angle, and angle, angle, side. So starting with angle, side, angle, it says if two angles and the included side, so remember included means in between, in this case in between the angles, of one triangle are congruent to two angles and the included congruent side of a second triangle, then we have congruent triangles. So here, if we have angle A is congruent to angle D, AC and DF are congruent, and then angle C and angle F are congruent, we have angle, side, angle for our triangles, and we can say that they are congruent. So state the third congruence needed to prove that triangle ABC is congruent to triangle DEF. So here's a triangle ABC, and here's a triangle DEF. Here's our given information. Angle A is congruent to angle D. Segment AB is congruent to segment DE. So to get angle, side, angle, we follow the pattern. Here's our angle, then our side, so our other angle needs to be angle B and E. So we need angle B is congruent to angle E. That would be the third congruence we need there. The other theorem we have today is angle, angle, side. So angle, angle, side, again, got to pay attention to your order. If two angles and a non-included side of one triangle are congruent to two angles and the corresponding non-included side of a second triangle, then we have congruent triangles. So here, we got angle G and J, angles H and K, so angle, angle, same thing here, and then side. Segment HI is congruent to segment KF. So angle, angle, side is that fifth one. So now when you're proving triangles are congruent, there's 5 different theorems and postulates that you need to consider when proving your triangles are congruent. So, keeping those 5 that we've learned in mind, determine if it's possible to prove that the triangles are congruent. If so, what theorem or postulate would you use? So we look at number 1 here, and I see a side and I see an angle. So what you should be thinking is, okay, is there anything else I know is congruent? Well, they do share a side. That's all we know. And if you remember from the previous video, we do not have an angle side side postulate or theorem. Okay? So this one is not going to work. Again, should never write swear words on your assignment. So these are not congruent. Number 2. Well, I noticed a couple things. We have an angle here and here. We have a side here and here. If this is 90, then this needs to be 90. So you look, okay, I have an angle, then a side. So I have angle, angle, side here. Does that match up over here? Well, I also have angle, angle, side. So this one would be a yes, and you would write angle, angle, side. Over here, hopefully you notice this on your quiz, on the first one. Vertical angles, always be on the lookout for vertical angles, and we have a couple there. And if we follow our pattern, we have an angle, and then a side, and again we have angle, angle, side. So this one is also yes by angle, angle, side. So tell whether you can use the given information to determine whether triangle ABC is congruent to triangle DEF. Well, you might look at these and say, oh, well, I have side, side, side. Which you might be right, but if you check it out, and you have A, B, C, D, E, F. Well, we can say A or BC and DE, AB and DF, AC and EF. Now, these triangles are congruent. They do have side, 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 but does it match our congruence statement? Well, it matches. If this is true, then AB should be the same as DE, and it's not. So this one would be a no. Okay. Just because they have side, side, side doesn't mean you can write any congruence statement you want. Okay, it wouldn't be a lesson without a proof, so here's our proof. Proving triangles are congruent. So, we want to show that triangle ABD is congruent to triangle EBC. So, start with your givens. And despite what you tell yourselves, all of you are capable of doing proofs. Proofs are just like a bunch of problems all in one. Now, you can do lots of little problems on your own. I've seen you all do that just fine. Right? But all of a sudden I throw a proof at you and some of you flip out. Right? Don't do that. Just treat it as like a lot of little problems. So BD and BC. There's a side right there. Next we have segment AD is parallel to segment CE. Now, you're not just going to be given parallel lines for no reason. So you should already be thinking, well, parallel lines, they're cut by a transversal, or they're cut by this transversal. Gonna need to use that. Every single one of you should get this next part. You should see a picture like that and say, oh, hey, I know two congruent angles. You have vertical angles. That's something we've been talking about all year. I said we'd keep using it all year. No reason that you should not be able to recognize that. So that's going to be a step in your proof. And don't say angle B. Angle ABD is congruent to angle CBE. Vertical angle here. So now we look, well, I got angle side. So I could either be looking at angle side or angle side angle here. And actually this one you can do it both ways. Just depends on how you want to do it. Because these parallel lines here, right? Well, if you treat this as your transversal, then these two angles are congruent and you would have angle side. Or you also have this transversal and alternate interior angles, and then you would have angle side angle. So it just depends on which angles you want to use. So I'm going to use angle D and C. So step 4, angle D is congruent to angle C. And that's going to be your alternate interior angle theorem. So then we got what we want. We can say triangle ABD is congruent to triangle EBC. And the way we did it on this example is angle side angle. So ASA. This is not that bad of a proof. You have your givens. You should all recognize your vertical angle. Then when you have parallel lines, look at your chapter 3, theorems and postulates. Just look at the pictures. Okay? You have those answers in your book. Just a matter of applying that to this problem. Okay? So D and C are congruent. Or again, A and E would have worked as well. Then we did D and C, and if you mark your diagram, it's pretty easy to see that you have angle side angle on both triangles. You're all capable of doing this. It's just a matter of how hard you're willing to try and the effort you're willing to put in. All right, so here's your assignment. This one will be due day is it tomorrow? Thursday, so this will be due on Monday of next week. Okay, so obviously there's going to be some proofs here. Do your best on them. Come and get help if you need it. A lot of you have been better about coming to get help. So there's your assignment. We'll be working on that tomorrow. We'll go over your quiz and probably maybe practice a couple more proofs.